How's it going, guys? Yomitosh here, and iOS 12 is finally here. And iOS 12 claims to bring some improvements, and those are improvements I definitely have seen so far. So I've got this on the beta profile, which you can check out how to install in the iCards right there. But yeah, let's get into some details about iOS 12. So one thing Apple claimed they improved in iOS is overall performance. And opening camera is pretty much instant. Like usually that's kind of like the speed you get when you've already opened up your camera. I'll just do that again. Opening up camera is that quick, and I'm pretty amazed you can get whatever shot you're looking at or you're looking for right on the instant. So there's also been some improvements to apps like news. So I'm just going to bring up news right here. And I'll just compare it to my iOS 11 device right here. And as you can see, we've now got only 3 tabs down there as opposed to the 5 tabs that we had on iOS 11. So they're kind of like simplifying this, and it goes all the way to the top, as you can see. So that's another one. So they're simplifying it to make it easier on the eye, to make it quicker to get the information you need. Another redesign is the Photos app. So instead of having your libraries go down, you have them go from left to right, and you now have this For You tab right there. So this is where you see your memories and stuff, and it's a nice arrangement of all those, and you got your Moments tab right here. And this is something I want to get to, so let me just open the Geekbench app. So I ran a test on iOS 12 not too long ago, and as you can see, 4th of June, so I got the largest scores I've ever gotten on my iPhone 7. Yeah, this isn't like territory of like iPhone 10, but I mean, this is still pretty good scores considering that all my previous scores were kind of like beneath 6,000, and I never really got above 6,000. Sometimes throttling, I think when you have like low power mode, it throttles a bit, but I mean, I never really got above 6,000, so this is really mind-blowing. So iOS 12 really does bring improvements to your phone. I haven't really noticed battery life considering I've only had it for less than a day, but I'll make sure to inform you guys on that as soon as possible. And we've got a few redesigns, so like the Measure app, where you can use Apple's AR-Kit 2.0, I think, and you can use it to measure distances, and this thing is really accurate. Like I measured a ruler, I'll probably leave a screenshot somewhere around, and it was a 30cm ruler, and it actually gave me like the right dimensions, and that was pretty awesome. There's also the new AR-Kit multiplayer, so you can play multiplayers in the augmented reality space. That is really awesome. And Apple also introduced the screen time. So right here in settings, there's the new tab called screen time, and it basically tells you how much time you're spending on stuff on your phone. So as you can see, it only actually starts recording once you get into iOS 12, so it doesn't have my previous usage data, but as you can see, games, Clash Royale, social networking, and other. So that's pretty cool. And you can also set limits as well, and you can choose like a password and timing. So kind of like the way Google is going with their machine learning, like time monitoring thing. Yeah, so just close that. And yeah, so Control Center has been moved down here, and there's a new option in Control Center, which is Scan QR Code. And Scan QR Code, basically we have this on iOS 11 already. You open your camera, you scan a code, and then it shows you like the information in the QR code. And another thing I've noticed about iOS 12 is the share page. So like this share page right here, it's super quick now. It was always this bit laggy on iOS 11 and all previous iOS, so you click on it and you wait for like a few or like a second before it pops up, but now it's instantaneous, and I was so wild when I saw it. And it's something you kind of like click very frequently, at least I do, so it's really annoying when you have to wait for that like short moment of like pause. And yeah, it's also really noticeable when you click here. So usually in Safari there's like a pause, especially if you have like many stuff on your page or something like that, but the pause is no longer there, and it's pretty quick, and that's really cool. Another thing that was changed on iOS 12 from iOS 11 is the new FaceTime. So before on FaceTime, I'll just pull up this phone over here, and you usually have the audio and the video before on FaceTime, but now it's basically just dedicated to video, although you can still see audio right there, but it's taken more like a second priority now, as video being like the main priority on this. So I'll just make a quick FaceTime call to myself, and as you can see there, the UI is a bit different. I just picked that up on this phone right there, put it on mute. So mute it right there, and as you can see, the new UI is pretty pleasing. It's still a bit buggy sometimes, so you can add effects to your face, so you can put different color filters, black and white, that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. And you can also play iMessage games right from the FaceTime menu, and you probably know you can add up to 32 people on FaceTime calls now, so that's pretty cool. This is where you add more people, and yeah, that's really cool. Nice UI design and pretty refreshing. So that's FaceTime. iMessage has also been revamped as well, so I'm just going to open up iMessage here, and as you can see, there's like this little icon, or rather arrow, to like show you if you want to do a FaceTime audio or FaceTime, or just go into info, which it did right off the bat when you click on that before, but now it's like an extra step. And you also have your FaceTime, or rather iMessage apps down here, but then they have this gray background now, I guess, to distinguish like the message from that bit. And on the iPhone 10 you get memojis and new animojis. I don't have the iPhone 10 here, so I can't quite show you that one, but that's another pretty cool addition to iOS 12's iMessages. Another pretty cool thing Apple worked on iOS 12 is the revamped Do Not Disturb. So this is what it looks like now. You can enable Do Not Disturb for like an hour until tomorrow morning, or when you leave a particular location. And you also have a bit more to customize in Do Not Disturb, I believe. But yeah, it's just making it nicer. It also has a sleep mode, so when you're sleeping, it doesn't just like push so many notifications to you in the morning. That is something I haven't really checked yet, but that's another feature that iOS 12 has added. And another addition to iOS 12 is the new group notifications, and this looks pretty cool. So I just opened my time for bed, which I usually just ignore. And yeah, you tap on it and you see the timeline of all the other ones that all the other notifications that you've gotten. And if you 3D touch on the group, it actually only shows you the first one. So if you tap on it, you can then see the other one and 3D touch on those individual ones. So that's pretty cool. Another thing Apple changed is the voice memos app, and it now has a red waveform and it's white on black rather than black on white. And it's a nice refresh. It shows, or rather it uses your location as your title name, which is pretty cool, as long as you allow location access for the voice memos app. So that's pretty cool, and I'm probably going to blur that out. And yeah, that's a nice addition to the voice memos app. It looks really modern now. Another honorable mention for iOS 12 is the new customizable Siri would I say voice searches. So yeah, with Siri, like you can see, it's already like suggested some things because of the stuff I just performed not too long ago. But yeah, you can make Siri do customizable things, so you can be like, oh, view recent photos, and Siri just goes right into your photos and shows you your photos. So I'm just going to test this now actually. View recent photos. You know what, I'm not going to do that. Siri is still lacking in some audio recognition, or rather voice recognition. But yeah, that's so far what I've seen in iOS 12. iOS 12 is going strong, especially seeing those Geekbench scores. That is amazing. I probably should perform it more than once to ensure the authenticity of the scores, but that's something I'll leave for the next video when I find some more quirks about iOS 12. And hopefully iOS 12 comes out strong with very little bugs. I've already seen a few actually, like my apps were not opening, but so far it's actually pretty decent. I'm pretty sure it's much better than the first release of iOS 11. And yeah, that's about it for iOS 12. It's still in beta, so don't get that wrong. But yeah, Yomita Share signing out. Peace.